everyone, welcome to the Forks Over Knives Challenge final video. So this actually went really well. I was really quite pleased with this challenge in terms of a lot of things. Let's just go through some of the basics of what I usually am looking for when I try a challenge. So let's start with quantity of food. So there was definitely quantity and quality. We'll just do those both at the same time. So all of these recipes made plenty of food. There was no restrictions on the amount that you could eat. There were definitely restrictions in terms of what it was that you should be eating quality-wise, but the whole no oil thing, not a problem. Hasn't been a problem in a really long time. And the whole, you really should try and focus on less sugar. There were only a couple of recipes that I made that had, I think there was 2 recipes that I made that had a tiny little bit of regular cane sugar and then a couple of recipes that I made that had maple syrup in them. And that's really not too big of a deal to me. Getting that small amount of a sweetener in really seems like it was very, very minimal and very healthy. So I really liked that. There's plenty to eat, and all of the food that was in there was very, very good. They used a lot of just basic run-of-the-mill. Now, granted, I didn't have like a whole bunch of pesto on hand, the basil for the pesto on hand, and some other things like that. But it was very convenient. They said, well, if you don't have basil, use arugula, and life is good. So I really liked that there were alternatives to it. Well, if you don't have this, then do this. There was also a lot of recipes. So in this book, it says, I think there's over 300 recipes in this book, which is pretty darn awesome. And then also on their website, there's plenty of recipes. And then if you're following this lifestyle, there are a lot of recipes on the internet that you can pick from that would follow this as well. You just have to go digging for them on your own, and that would not be difficult, really and truly. So as far as sustainability for this type of a diet goes, I would find this to be really easy to follow, honestly. It might be difficult if you wanted to go out to eat, but then any of the plant-based diets would be difficult to go out to eat unless you are very good about, I'm going to have a potato, I'm going to have a salad, I'm going to have steamed vegetables, I'm going to have brown rice, I'm going to have, you know what I mean? You can find something when you go out to eat for sure. It just depends on what your degree of willpower is. So if you know that you're going to fall off the wagon and that's what you choose to do, like you want to go and have, I know one day my husband went to have at a particular, it's called Jeff's Vegan, and he really likes their Chinese-ish type food there. And I just didn't go with him because if I'd gone, I would have wanted to have the sweet potato french fries. And that's all I would have wanted, to be honest with you. But wow, lots of oil. And I didn't want to do that. So I just didn't go. And that makes it a lot easier just if you choose not to put yourself in a situation where you know you're going to pick something that's unhealthy, just don't. He had no problems with it because he just needed to go to the mall to pick something up. So it wasn't like I was avoiding having a date with my husband or something. It wasn't that at all. But yeah, there'll definitely be situations where you need to go out and you need to figure out something that's healthy to eat. But for the most part, everyday living, this was really pretty darn sustainable, pretty darn straightforward, very easy, and really tasty. So I was really super pleased with how easy a lot of these recipes were. And I think that you probably will remember from some of the, quite a few of the videos, I was like, this is an easy recipe. This is pretty quick to put together. Or even if it took a long time because you had to bake something or something along those lines, it still was very easy, which is real nice. I'm all about keeping things simple. When I'm in a rush to go to work or something like that, I love to cook and I love different recipes, and even if it's complex, that's fine. But not when I get up and I have to make food to take with me to work so I'm compliant at work, rather than, I mean, people bring all sorts of stuff to work that, here, do you want some? No, I really don't. So I really enjoyed the simplicity of this. So I think that would be something that would help people continue long-term, is how easy it was. Okay, so the one thing that we usually talk about is whether or not it was effective in terms of weight loss. So we need to do a quick chat about this. Do I think that this style of eating would lead to long-term weight loss if you didn't have other conditions of some sort that would inhibit it? Yes, I really and truly do. You're eating whole foods, you're not throwing in bad fats that are oils that are totally going to derail you. There's not a lot of nuts that are associated with it, so you're not having a whole lot of fats in your food anyway. If that's something that's difficult for you to process. Some people can eat really high fat diets, even if they're plant-based, and do just fine with that, and some people can't. Everybody's body's different. But as far as the weight loss goes, I've actually gained about 3.5 pounds this particular month, And I know what's causing that, and I don't know, I don't know what to do about that at this point. So I went back to see an endocrinologist again 2 weeks before this started, so about 6 weeks ago, and had all my levels tested again. And my thyroid is still fine. My thyroid is not an issue, but my cortisol level is absolutely through the roof. And it was, I can't remember when it was that I saw an endocrinologist for this before. I think maybe 2014-ish, and it was high then, but it's like ridiculously high now. I'm not concerned about that long term, with the exception of some of the potential for bone issues. But my vitamin D level is finally coming up, so I'm not really too worried about that right now. For the foreseeable future, right now, I'm not too worried about that. What it does mean is that he pretty much told me that unless you starve yourself, you're probably not going to lose weight until you fix the other issues that I have that will maybe help my cortisol level come back down. So stress, everybody's got stress, you know. I'm not a stressed type of person, to be honest with you. I am pretty chill most of the time, like really pretty chill. So it's really not that. I think the stress is coming from the fact that I don't sleep well and the fact that I work nights. So the constant rotation between nights and days. So I have put in for a request to switch my current job to the same company, just working from 11 to 9:30, 11 in the morning to 9:30 at night, rather than overnights, so that maybe I could get my sleep schedule back where I'm actually sleeping at night, where my melatonin peaks and I go to bed like it's supposed to. So we'll see if that helps. But in terms of weight loss, I cannot say that this had, the fact that I didn't lose weight doing this, I think has absolutely nothing to do with the food, nothing to do with forks over knives, and completely to do with the fact that my body is not doing well with the cortisol level. I'm fairly confident that that's what that is. So I just wanted you to be aware of the fact that I've gained 3 pounds, I really don't think has anything to do with the forks over knives, and purely the fact that I've got extenuating medical conditions that are not quite right at this point. But overall, I would totally say, if I wasn't interested in trying other challenges, because I still am, there's a bunch of things that I'm interested in trying still, this would totally be a way of eating. Like, absolutely, hands down, super, super easy, super straightforward. The cookbook is great. And there's a bunch of cookbooks. I mean, I'm fairly confident he has, Forks Over Knives has several other cookbooks beside this one. This just happens to be the one that I have. I think this is their original. But anyways, I think this was a great challenge. I think that you guys should definitely give this a shot if you are interested in a particular style of eating that would make it super easy. A friend of mine actually just had a birthday. Happy birthday, Doris. And her son went and got her this cookbook for her birthday because she was super excited about some of the recipes. So I think that's really awesome. I have the link in the description box of almost all the videos. I think I might have forgotten once or twice, but it's a non-affiliate link. If you wanted to buy the cookbook, you can just push on it and it will take you to Amazon for the book. But anyways, that's it for me for this challenge, guys. I am super pleased with the way this turned out, super pleased with the food that I was able to eat. The no tuna recipe, the ultimate vegan gravy recipe, the winter vegetable risotto. There were just the apple and cranberry polenta dish. There were just so many fabulous things that I've eaten in the last month that I would totally recommend that you guys give this a shot. So that's it for me. Alrighty, I hope you guys had a good one, and I will see you for the next 30 days.